Britain, the British Isles, and the United Kingdom, or even Great Britain. Do you know the difference between all of them? I'm going to hopefully use my understanding to attempt to help you out. So, on the Earth, here we are in United Kingdom, as said by here Google. Now, we might be pretty big with a population of 60 million people. In fact, that's pretty much nothing compared to the whole world. You've got China with nearly 1.7 billion people. Now compare us to the size of Russia. Remember, Russia has roughly the same landmass as Pluto. Now, don't be confused. The United Kingdom technically doesn't just consist of here. Ireland, Northern Ireland, United Kingdom, and the Isle of Man. It technically doesn't. This is the British Isles. Ireland is not a part of the United Kingdom. It is its own sovereign country. However, the Faroe Islands up here are a part of the United Kingdom, and technically also of the Falklands down here near Argentina. Now, as we know, back in 1980 there was some issues over this, but technically they are still in the United Kingdom's property, all owned by Her Majesty, who lives in London, which is the capital of the United Kingdom. Now, remember, she doesn't just control the United Kingdom, she also controls some parts of Australia, and even some parts of the world as well. I mean, I can't really name all the countries, but she does control quite a lot actually. In fact, it's nearly 1/3 of the world at one point. Remember, we did used to control India. The British Empire was absolutely huge. So, referring back to our original point, these are the British Isles. The British Isles doesn't consist of any country, it's just a word for this amount of islands. Now, the country Ireland. This is a country by itself, completely separated to Northern Ireland and the United Kingdom. It's its own sovereign country, and it's basically completely different. It has its own capital. Now, we have the three major parts of Britain. Now, remember I said Britain here, not United Kingdom. We have England, Wales, and Scotland. Now, the island of Britain is technically only the parts of land that are connected to London by land. So, for example, if you live in Birmingham, like I do, I am British, because I live on the island of Britain, because I am connected to London by land, as you can see. But if you live on the Isle of Man, you technically can't say you're British, because you don't live on the island of Britain, but you still can say you're a United Kingdom citizen, or even English. Now, same if you're in Northern Ireland. I really don't know if you call yourself Irish, but technically, you're not British. Because once again, you're not on this land. Even if you're on this island, the island of Arran, you're really not British. You're still part of the United Kingdom. You'd call yourself Scottish. Just like the Isle of Man would call themselves English. Now, taken into account, excluding Northern Ireland here, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales and England make up 90% of the United Kingdom. Now that is a variety of countries all ruled by pretty much the Queen of England, which is Elizabeth. This once again includes the Falklands. Now don't be confused with this and the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth is a completely different thing, which is ruled by once again Her Majesty the Queen, but that takes place on a much larger scale, on hundreds, maybe, well, I won't say hundreds, but definitely a lot of countries around the world. Now, this might get a little bit confusing, but the United Kingdom, technically it's not a country. It's a variety of countries. For example, England is technically a country with its own capital of London, which is also a capital of the United Kingdom. Now this might be a little bit confusing, so take this time, rewind if you need to. Now if we move over to Wales, this has its own capital. In fact, it's Cardiff. And if we move over to Scotland, it has its own capital, Edinburgh. And the same for Northern Ireland, which is Belfast. So, overall, they all make up the United Kingdom, but they're all different in their own way. Remember, you might live in Ireland, but you're not British. Keep that in mind, guys. I'm Glocky Games, and thank you for watching this kind of different video. Adios.